Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Yah Damar from the Great Millstone, Houston camp. And when I'm going to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Wakah, Kodash. And double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and the bishops and the elders on down, and the high priest that taught them. Yeah, I'm going to go into a lesson today, dealing with wisdom cried out in the street. And the brothers, the apostles, brothers, elders on down, they out on the streets, preaching this word, right? And started Proverbs 1:20. And the subtitle is Wisdom Warns, right? Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttered her voice in the streets. Yeah, that's what the prophets and apostles, brothers doing out on every state and city. She cried in the chief places of concourse. Yeah, that's like your like different establishment, people going, round about, in and out, out the city. Most people, mostly, downtown, like in a busy, like a little section, right? In the openings of the gate. In the city, she uttered her words, saying, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." And yeah, how long you gonna be simple? And your scorners talking shit. Excuse my French, just talking all kind of noise about the prophets and all just this truth, period. And they hate knowledge, right? Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Yeah, Yahweh Shema Shah stretched out his hand by his prophets, telling you to repent, okay? And it comes in with rebuking too. Rebuking and reproving, okay? Proverbs 1:25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel. Yeah, the counsel is the prophets, Like I say, going out, spreading his word, going out to the highways and the byways and the hedges and preaching his word, and getting our bloods off our hands. The blood's off, your blood off our hands. We warning you, right? Proverbs 1:25, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. You don't take heed to the reproof and the rebuke. You gotta repent. Proverbs 1:26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Yeah. So when you catching hell in these days to come, or even catching hell now all you scoffers and scorners, hey, Yahweh Shema Shah gonna put in the prophets to laugh at you. You're not gonna see the Lord laughing, but you'll see his prophets laughing at you, especially if you've been coming against this truth, mocking. And, a lot of these cats on social media, these people on these 2/3, I would say, on social media, they coming against the truth, the prophets, talking all kind of shit. If I ain't a Hebrew Israelite no more, a black Hebrew Israelite no more, and just talking all kind of madness on TikTok and on social media. We're gonna see in that day, when that day come, you will get laughed at your calamity when trouble hit your ass. Proverbs 1:27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Like I just pretty much said, yeah, when that hell come down, the destruction come on you, hey, hey, that's on you. You didn't repent, Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. It's gonna be too late. They're gonna be, oh, what's that name again? So like, I'm just being a little dramatic. What's that name? Yeah, what? Huh? Yeah, you know. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Yeah. For that slack you. Proverbs 1:29. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Proverbs 1:30. They would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. Yeah, they didn't take heed to the prophets, to the apostles, the prophets, elders, brothers on down, Yeah, and just to go into that, and I'm gonna get Isaiah 58. No, 68, 58. Because a lot of our people have a problem of what's going out on the highways and byways, Too loud and all this, This Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, right? Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. That's what we out there to do. That's what we out there to do. That's pretty much what Proverbs, the first chapter, was saying. We're crying out. Wisdom cried out in the street. We lifting up our voices, like a trumpet, telling you what you need to do, repent, what's to come, if you don't get right. Okay? I'm gonna get Romans 12:1. Okay, yeah, that's it. Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of Yahweh power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai power, which is your reasonable service. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. And the Lord commanded us to go out to the highways, and the byways, to the hedges and make our bodies a living sacrifice, to go out here and spread this word, to bid them to the marriage, And let me get Luke, I believe it's Luke 14 and 23. Thinking that's it. Yeah, this is it. I started at 22. Let me see, I'm gonna make that red. That's Yahweh Shai speaking too. This is Luke 14:22. And the servant said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. Yeah, go out to the highways and the hedges to preach his word, wisdom cried in the streets, cried out, cried without, as in the streets, So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to go into that about wisdom. You know, you hit the wisdom is out in the streets. You know, the highways and hedges on the corners. Like sometimes we say the block, and they ain't in these churches. You know. And matter of fact, since I said that, let's get Acts 7:48. I don't know why I'm pushing it wrong. I guess I need my keyboard to be a little bit more bigger. It's Acts 7:48, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. Yeah, you know, it's Lord don't deal in these churches. That's what it's pretty much saying. You know, in these temples of the day. You know, because they proclaiming the JC, the Jesus, the Christ, that entity. Okay, and they not up in the churches, spreading Yahweh while Yahweh shy. And like I said, in this lesson going into, they're supposed to be out, you know, the preachers ought to be out on the highways and the hedges in a way, you know, to be made a spectacle in a way. I mean, that's the part of it. That's, let me get that one. Spectacle. Let's see, I think it's Corinthians. Yeah, 1 Corinthians. That's the one, let me see. Yeah, that's it. 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that Yahweh Bashar power had set forth as the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. We are fools for Yahweh Shai Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. See? So yeah, we made a spectacle. You know, people goes into like look. You know, people looking at us. You know, even the angels, they looking at us. You know, they probably like in awe, like man. You know, you got these people, they looking at us, they like, what they out there doing, you know? We fools for Yahweh Shai Hamashiach's sake, you know? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. Just, I hope this been edifying, you know, and to the point, you know, and I want to give our praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash, and double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and the bishops, elders, on down, and the high priest that taught them, that taught our apostles, our elders, you know. Until next time, Shalom.